All right, so we're fixing to release a video that we've had under wraps for quite a while.
Sore subject.
Sore subject. It's finally just wearing off enough that I think Ryan's ready to go.
Is this going live?
Like, no, we're
not live.
We're leading into it. This is leading into it.
But we're going to tell the story that we've never told about this.
The story we've been keeping a secret for when everybody asks, "Hey Ryan, how's your little red truck?"
Yeah,
man.
And for the YouTube people that have followed us from, we'll say the beginning or whatever, everybody used to see. I had a red 2017,
almost like this,
short wide, and
I mean, if Rich wants to take a walk,
we could take a walk.
Let's do that. We'll add that to the video.
We'll go take a walk here in a minute.
Yeah.
So, Ricky, why don't you tell them what happened to my red Denali truck? Everybody asked me. You know how many times people ask me? Anytime we say anything about
dropped enough hints.
We've dropped some hints. We've definitely dropped some hints.
About to say, you and Ricky pretty much built that truck together, right?
Yeah, I would definitely say we did. We definitely did. This
was your combo?
I bought that truck brand new. Here, I'm going to tell the whole story about the truck. So, I wanted to build a short wide. And everybody's done the 99 to 2000 trucks. And in 2018, there was a hurricane that went through Houston. And somebody can probably remember what the name of it was. It was Ivan, I think, maybe.
Katrina?
No, it wasn't Katrina.
It was after that.
It was after Katrina. And long story short, it wiped out Houston. Well, when it did, it hit car dealerships. So it killed the GMC store. But only to the point of it killed everything outside on the lot except for it really didn't hurt anything that was in the showroom. Like the tires were wet on a lot of these trucks. Long story short, the insurance company went in there and they wiped out the whole dealership and they said, we're totaling every car here. So my little red GMC was on the showroom and it was an SLT truck, 100% bone stock, 0 miles. Well, my buddy Daniel at 74 Auto, what he does at 74 Auto is he goes and buys up wrecks and floods and all these cars that need work, and I buy a lot of stuff from him. So he calls me up and he goes, man, I got 4,000 cars coming or something ridiculous, and anyway, and I said, well, I'm looking for a regular cab. Long story short, I got my little red truck from that. It was a flood deal. Wasn't injured, wasn't hurt. I went and picked it up from him. We drove it home. I mean, it smelled like a brand new truck. Everything was brand new. So to me, that truck was brand new. I didn't pay brand new price for it, but to me, that was a brand new truck. So that was the truck that I decided to make my fun little 1,000 horse. My goal was 1,000 horsepower daily driver to compete in some of our daily driver stuff.
Which it was on there once or twice?
It was on. It was been on the 405 show. The first time we nuked the tranny with 1,500 miles in it.
You were racing to the race spot?
I was racing to the race spot. Yeah.
Made it to the exit.
Made it to the exit. Broke the tranny. Couldn't race in the event.
In the stock 6-speed or 8-speed?
The stock 6-speed.
So speed did not like the last.
So I called up Carl Rosler and I got a 480 and we did the conversion and then towards the end there the thing made 1,300 horsepower. Had a 480. You could drive air conditioning, power steering. You could drive it anywhere. We took it on our toy drive. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was
also
right. That was right about the time.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
We took it on our toy drive. A lot of people saw the video on our toy drive.
Drove it 100 and something miles that day.
Yep. And after that,
do you even have to say anything, or you just point the camera over there that thing that's sitting?
Oh, look, the motor's right there. I totally didn't even think about that.
Or
there's the motor.
We'll let that speak for itself.
Yeah.
That was there's a cool story behind that motor too, right?
Well, there's a story behind it. I don't know if it's that cool.
Oh, well, you've got it flown in, right?
Oh yeah.
I would call that a pretty cool fucking story.
Yeah, that's true.
That was a couple of days before all that.
Yeah.
Right before, a couple days before the
2 days before that happened, I needed a motor, and my buddy Kyle Thompson at Thompson Motorsports.
That was right before the toy drive, though.
Yeah. Apparently, he flies planes. I didn't even have the slightest clue.
He said, "You want that delivered, right?"
Yeah. So he's like, so we order a motor. We nuked the motor that was in it because it makes a bunch of horsepower. And anyway, long story short, before Ricky put the truck out of its misery, how many miles did it have on it? I think it was still like 5,000 or something.
No, it had less than that.
Okay. So we're going to, yeah.
I want to say it was somewhere around 2,600.
Okay. Now, in your defense, when we put the 480 in it, the miles stopped racking up.
Yeah, so it could have had 5,000.
So it could have had 5,000.
We didn't drive it.
Because you drove it, I drove it, Ryan drove it everywhere.
Yeah. That was the thing, is like I let you guys drive it too. I drove it quite a bit. That was my Sunday cruiser, my weekend cruiser. If the guys called and said we're going street racing.
Home on the weekends, I was taking it home.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, I'll just finish that story. That motor got put in that truck about 3 or 4 or 5 days before Ricky.
The toy drive.
3 or 4 days before the toy drive. And then I did the 100-mile cruise on it.
Broke it in nice and
good.
And
I think about 1 day, 2 days later, we were going to the racetrack.
Yeah.
Test Fireball.
So, but what we were doing is we were going to the racetrack to go test the Fireball. This happened to test the Fireball for the street show in Chicago, wasn't it?
No.
I think so.
I think it was. I think it was.
It wasn't Chicago. Chicago was before.
Or was it the first time we really had the Pro Charger on?
Before we was going to Texas.
America's List.
America's List? Okay.
Maybe.
So we went to Thunder Valley, and we were going to do some shakedown passes, breaking some tires. And me and Javi head down with the Fireball, and Ricky calls me and goes, "Hey, I'm in your red truck. Do you want to make some passes on this today to see how it runs?"
Well, you were also, remember,
exactly
your goal.
I would love to hear your version. That's exactly how I remember it.
Your goal with that.
Before you went to the track.
Your goal was to.
Nah, I was headed out there already.
No, I wanted to trailer it out there.
Let's talk about that.
This is how I remember. This is how I remember being the third party, and I didn't do. We thrashed. Obviously, we thrashed and got that going, and Ricky got it going, and. The goal with your truck was to be the first truck, because none of those trucks have ever been in the 8s, right?
Yeah, and I don't know that they still have. I still don't think they have.
We thought we had a pretty good chance on it.
Yeah.
Because we just put a new motor in it, and then Ricky, you and him came together and picked a different converter.
We picked a different converter and we put nitrous on it.
Yeah. And
so it picked up about 200 of the tires. Mm-hmm. So we thought that's surely going to take us.
That's going to get us to the 8s.
Because we went a 915, a 917 or something.
Yeah. We thought the converter was too tight, so we put a looser converter.
Yeah. So we thought that 200 horsepower is going to get us to the 8s. So the plan that day was to go run 8s.
Yeah.
Be the first one to do it.
Ricky wanted to do that, and he goes, "Hey man, can you ask Ryan if we could take the truck?" I said, "Yeah." And when we walked in, I said, "Hey Ryan, can we take it?" He's like, "Yeah, sure, let's take it." And I said, "Rick, go hook up to the air trailer and load it up," and then you go, "Nah, Rick, just drive it." It's a daily driver truck.
It's a daily driver. It's got AC, power steering, 4-lady.
It does.
I preach how the truck is a daily driver.
And I was like, what if we break it?
So I'm saying, you're going to have to take a daily driver truck on a trailer.
Then we're going to have to turn around, come all the way back.
That was his reasoning behind why he didn't.
We could already have the truck and trailer there just in case.
But he had already drove it 100 miles.
That's your way of blaming this on me. It's not very good.
I'm not blaming it on you.
Okay.
I'm just saying I wanted the trailer.
Okay. So I said you drive it.
Yeah, he drove it.
So I drove it.
So you drove it.
Yep.
So then we'll switch over to me and Javi's side of the story.
Me
and Javi are at the racetrack.
Getting ready to make a lap.
And we're getting ready to make a pass. I'm in my race suit. I just watched Sean make a pass, and I'm walking over to make a pass right behind him. And I look off in the distance, and there's smoke.
And then my phone.
And it's about 3 miles away, and I'm like, that's a lot of smoke, man. Something's burning. Oh, well, whatever. And then Javi's phone rings. And then Javi starts panicking.
Oh, I panicked.
And then he jumps off the phone and goes to get fire extinguishers and jumps in the back of the truck of the the ambulance driver.
The firefighter / ambulance guy from the track that was going to be our safety guy.
And hauled ass to where apparently Ricky was on fire on the side of the road.
Which is, what, a mile away from the racetrack?
I would say 2.
2 miles away from the racetrack.
It gets crazier. There's a crazier part of the story.
There's going to be some great footage that Richard kept you.
I know. So then Richard calls me and says, "Hey, I'm trying to make it to the track, but I can't because there's a traffic jam. Something's on fire." I was like, "Oh yeah, that's Ricky. He's on fire in my truck." He was like, "What? Are you kidding me? Holy shit, okay, blah, blah, blah." So then he jumps off the phone. Well, apparently
he grabs the
drone because he can't get to Ricky. So he grabs the drone out of his car to fly it to where Ricky's at
get some epic
to go
footage.
See what's going on. And so right about now, I'm sure
the clip
Richard's
will come right now.
Go to the footage of this thing on fire. So
just filled up brimful of E85.
Yeah.
But the funny part is, though, I said I started driving up and I saw a fire, and then I saw a truck, and then I called you. I said, "Where's Ricky?" And you said, "I think he said Ricky's standing next to my truck burning to the ground right now."
Yeah.
So
unfortunately, I already knew about it, and I didn't even go down there because I'm thinking.
What'd you make it to the corner?
No, he crested over. I saw him. He crested over.
Yeah. So I went up and over the hill, and then I just looked, and I was like, "Well, that thing's gone. Ain't nothing we can do now." And I see Ricky and Javi scrambling, trying to keep the guy's house from burning down.
The more of the story is that Ricky knows the truck was on fire. It started off in the road, and then when Ricky got out of the truck, it rolled into this old nice couple's beautiful front yard.
Yeah,
That was
nice
dry as
house, golf course style front yard, which you'll see in the drone footage.
It was dry. It was dead dry, but
Yeah.
it was nice.
and almost burns their house down.
Yeah,
Pretty
we
close.
after we tried to get
Probably
your
about 30, 40 feet to the house.
if we gave, I told Rick, I said, hey man,
Fuck the truck.
if the truck's too far gone, let's try to save these people's house, because the lady's in the front door of her house just bawling her eyes out because she's like, my house is gonna burn down.
Yeah.
So me and Rick, we got this old man's got a water hose, and then there's some shovels, and I'm like, Rick, we're just pounding grass that's on fire. We're just pounding it out, and we got it pretty under control up until I think the meth or the gas tank.
Oh yeah,
the
something blew
meth
up.
tank or the gas
Something
tank one. They got to
ignited
something.
and shot the back
The
glass.
back glass went 300 feet in the air.
And then landed further in their yard, and then
Closer
caught
to the house.
caught that part of the grass on fire. So then we had a whole LO, and then thank you to all the firefighters, but they were all at I think
Oh, they were-
elementary school.
Oh yeah, let's give a shout out to the Noble Fire Department here.
46 minutes later.
48 minutes from the fire department call to them putting the truck out. Now look, I guess it's a truck, and nobody cares about a truck. It's not no big deal. But what sucked is they were dicking around, which upsets me, and the guy's house could have burned down. And that's what I was pissed off the most. So we called 911. We got the fire department to come, and the Noble Fire Department took 48 or 49 minutes, and their excuse was, we were in a training deal and we didn't and it was
All
kind of
their
far
stuff
away.
was there.
So every single person, every fire engine, everything was at some training thing. So if you were on fire in Noble at that point in time, it was a 1 hour lead time.
You were
Is the
screwed.
most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life about a fire department to be too busy to put out a fire. So shout out to you guys for really nailing that deal.
Yeah, they had
It's a
some
good training opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. They were doing some training. I mean, hello.
Live truck fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like, look, my truck, whatever, it was insured, not for near what the amount of what it cost, but I was nervous for the people in their house, because if we would have been responsible for that house burning down,
That'd have been a bad deal.
that'd have been a bad deal. Their insurance would have covered it. It doesn't matter how it would have got taken care of, but how crappy would that have been?
To burn a house down and a truck down.
All because the fire department was a little bit busy that day, or whatever the case is. So hopefully they got their shit in check for that, and somebody knows how to run that deal now.
We got the grass fire somewhat contained.
No, you two fought the grass fire.
Yeah, we
I
did.
watched.
Yeah, we
While
did.
I was
That's
talking
what I'm
to the-
telling you. We got
while
it
I was
contained.
yelling at the fire chief, trying to figure out why it's taking him so long to get here. You guys fought the fire.
Man, like two
The
or three
fire
other
chief
guys.
got there before any fire engines got
Oh yeah, he was in a Tahoe.
Yeah, he was in Tahoe, and he was like, "Huh? So what happened here?" I was like, "Well, buddy, that thing caught on fire, and it's about to burn this house down. You got anybody that can put it out?" They're on their way. And I remember 20 minutes after I had this conversation with the guy that hadn't made it there yet. I'm getting mad about talking about it again, because it's really aggravating that even ever happened.
Yeah, but
And you know what sucks is there's no, what's the word, repercussions to that for them.
no.
They're just like, we're gonna fight fire another day. Anyway,
Well, Rick's
I'll
not.
get off.
Rick did
I'll get
die.
off the Noble Fire Department.
Yeah. Well, Rick didn't
They
die,
didn't
so
impress
that's a
me.
good thing.
Rick didn't die. I wasn't worried about
He didn't
that.
burn
Truck
or
died. but
I
Rick
should
did
have just climbed in with it.
Yeah,
I
Ricky.
should have went down with it. Should
Yeah.
have rode it down with the Titanic like the
So,
captain.
should we go look at the aftermath?
Let's go look at it.
The
Man.
aftermath.
I haven't looked at this truck in a long time.
I don't
Go
want
over the engine real quick.
You want to go over the engine?
No, just
All right, let's go over the engine here.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah,
there's the engine.
It's
in all
hot.
of its glory.
It got hot.
The stainless works headers are still.
Yeah, the
intact.
best thing from this whole motor. So these three bolts were where the Pro Charger and the Pro Charger bracket went.
Oh,
think-
I have a big chunk of metal of that,
I
actually.
think the Pro Charger might still be in it.
Nah,
Like,
dude, the
What's
bracket,
No, it melted.
it melted it to
Yeah.
oblivion, which I cannot believe.
oh,
That's
the whole
Look at the Holly
bracket
intake.
itself. Yeah.
Look at the Holly intake.
Holly intake, high ram here.
yeah.
It's not so hot.
So to tell you guys what this was, you know, we never really talked about it a whole lot because we always thought it was funny to keep it a secret. But it's like, this was a 416 cubic inch sleeve motor. Was it bigger? Was this one 427?
427.
Yeah, this was
It's the newer one.
This
We put in.
is the
This is the one that got
got
flown in.
flown in.
It got flown in.
So it's a 427 cubic inch sleeve motor. You know, done up heads, all the best stuff. T&D rockers, LME valve covers, Holley high ram, 2 sets of injectors, LT4 pump, big LT4 pump, big LT4 injector. Anyway, long story short, the stainless works headers was the only thing that held up in the fire. So I often wonder if you could take these off and powder coat them, and they would be fine for something else.
for.
Because then you could say Ricky didn't destroy everything.
Yeah, I did.
You could say
The
he didn't
training
destroy
wasn't no
everything.
good. The rear end wasn't no good.
Quick performance rear end.
I pulled. Yeah. Okay. So I pulled the tranny out of it, sent it to Carl. Carl said, "Now this is junk." It was a reed case 480 best transmission you could buy.
Trans brake, everything.
Everything. He said, I can't use anything out of it. So then I look at the rear end and I send pictures to Quick and I said, here's the rear end there, it looks like. They're like, send it to us, we bet we can use it. Then Bryden called me and goes, yep, that's no good. Well, I'm going to build you another one. I'm like, okay, wait, don't build another one yet because I don't even have a truck to put it in. So, yeah, other than it's a home for spiders now, it appears, I don't think that anything's going to be any good out of this.
No.
Well, let's go look at your handiwork. Come show us your handiwork out here.
A corner of your intake there, or something.
Was.
Here you go.
AC compressor.
AC compressor.
Yeah, we'll take that over to the
We're gonna do
spot.
some spring cleaning.
This is where it was originally, guys.
Well,
Then we moved it.
It was actually hidden back here, but I
Yeah.
pulled it up here to pull the motor out of it
Right.
to see if it was any good. What's that? So
That's
now,
coil.
so now when I mow this, I'll run
Yeah.
all of this over probably.
There's some aluminum.
As you can see,
It was
did
not a
have
race truck.
AC.
It did have air conditioning.
Hey, here's some more pieces down here.
Yeah.
They just kept falling when Ryan was moving.
Here's your fuel system, Brady.
Man, you could have seen when that thing blew up.
Ricky's Easter egg hunt.
Okay, yeah, it's almost Easter. I'm gonna come out and fucking eat, hunt, fucking.
Ricky, you should get inside of it. There it is.
It had a Pro Charger on it.
I'm gonna send that back to ProCharger and be like, hey man,
Is it still good?
your deal got too hot.
Inlet is too hot.
Yeah.
Like Richard, look at
Your
this.
the inlet temperature's got a little bit hot on this. Wow.
The fire was so bad that the whole weld wheel melted.
Melted it. So the hood melted off of it because the hoods on these are aluminum. So like the hood melted off. There's so many things that are just not here anymore, and they're all molten down here in the bottom of this.
It's kind of the.
That's what's left of the hood that's still on the handle.
Oh, well, there's
hey,
that.
We got something to call Ryan songs.
Oh man, you found.
Found some tools.
Dang it, Ricky! You had tools in that thing that you tore up also.
There was an intercomp air gauge in there too.
I know.
Hey, and not to mention fucking the worst thing that probably was all that was in there.
Your HP
Your
tuner's
HP
cable.
tuner's
With
cable.
all
My
your
HP
files.
tuner's cable that had every car I've done since 2010 in it inside this. So Ricky really.
We
he did
lost
it.
some valuable things.
We
in
lost
the
some
fire.
real valuable stuff. Oh, there's my kicker subs right there. See those?
Hell, I think this thing was in the kicker show or at Armageddon one
It
time.
was at the kicker booth in Armageddon. I mean, all joking aside, fires suck. It's a good thing Ricky's okay. It's a good thing the house didn't burn down. But there ain't a damn thing any good on this thing anymore.
Yeah, there was one thing good on there.
What was it?
I said there wasn't one.
Oh no,
good.
I haven't found one thing. The only thing, and I don't even think we can, but if maybe the short blocks is usable.
Yeah, that's why we have it. That's
the only reason why that motor's in there.
This wheel might be good.
There's no way.
Maybe.
There's no way.
I wouldn't trust it. It got heat.
There's no way. It's been heat treated. The only bit of paint on the whole truck
Is right here.
This is the only paint left on the entire truck.
That's the original paint right there.
That is.
People wonder why you don't fuck around with fires.
Yeah, I know.
You don't ever skimp on safety shit.
I try not to, but you know what sucks? And I don't know for sure, but maybe if I'd had a fire, maybe if I had a fire system in this.
He had a fire extinguisher, just not enough fire extinguisher.
Yeah. This exact reason is why my 69, the champagne car, the street car, is getting 2 fire bottles in the back of it. Because of this right here. And I know this is a freak deal and doesn't usually happen very much, but
It happens.
it happens.
The door's still open.
Oh, that's good, right?
I don't. It's probably because
Anyway.
the hinge melted off.
So a lot of people ask what happened to it.
This is the story of RedRum.
Here's where it is.
Almost 2 years later, so now you know.
Looks like a Chevy got slammed.
Yeah. If anybody wants a Ford Thunderbird Turbo Coupe, I'll sell you that for really cheap.
Your brother might get mad at
No, he's not being mad. So what are you gonna do with that? He's like, oh no, man, that is your road.
pro tow truck driver right there.